Shalom, this is YAHAWAH of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Loving honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. Alright, quick lesson. It's actually going to be centered around this video that I mentioned in my last lesson that I did. One of the books I dropped it in the group text, and I thought it was very beautiful. Alright, it's how to get motivation and keep it. So the art of war. So I'm just gonna play it and just kind of bring out some precepts as I play it. But it's a real powerful video, and you know, us being in the time of prophecy, 2018, we in the year of prophecy. We have to keep that diligence, and we have to you know, grow. Alright, so it's basically gonna go into it, but I'll just play it.
There are only two things that give internal motivation. That is the promise of reward, or the avoidance of pain, the carrot and the stick. When people...
Alright, so he said there's two things, two caveats to motivation, right? He said the promise of reward and or the consequence of pain, right? So that's why we do this thing. Other scriptures say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Alright? So that's the reason why, that's one of the main reasons why we do this thing, is because we fear the Lord, and we fear what the Lord, I got it right here, Proverbs 9 and 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the holy is understanding. See, so we fear the Lord, YAHAWASHI, we fear what he can do. Alright? So that's one of the reasons, that's one of the things that motivates us, right, is our fear. That's motivation, right? Another thing is the reward, because we know that we're going to get rewarded for our works, you know? Let me see, I could bear with me 1 second. Alright. Matthew 5:12. Alright. It says, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward. See? Great is your reward in heaven. Alright, so our reward is in heaven. You know? We look forward to the kingdom of heaven being established, and you know, YAHAWASHI ruling and the elect men ruling. You know? We look forward to that. Alright? For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So we've also, you know, doing what we do, we also catch a lot of hell. Alright? And we catch a lot of persecution. You know? But I'm going to keep going.
Comfortable. They have a place to live. They have alright food. They have an okay job. They have an average body. They won't have the motivation to push for more, and why would they? They are comfortable. When people become comfortable, they become weak and lazy. The people that truly gain massive success...
See, so the people that become comfortable, they become weak and lazy, right? So even if you look at a lot of these entertainers and stuff, and just in general, when you look at people with money, or people that get money, right, they kind of lose their drive. Alright, like a lot of these artists, music artists, their music becomes real shitty. Like once they get famous, right? Alright, once you have money, then you know, if you lose that drive and that motivation, then your product is gonna be shitty. You know, your whole, basically everything is gonna be diminished. The quality of it is gonna be diminished because you're comfortable. Alright, great things happen out of necessity. Alright, which just going back to that comfort, we get Micah 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Alright, so we can't get comfortable, man, in America, man. Alright, because this place is not our rest. Alright, we can't just think that you know, America is where it's at. You know, you can't get too settled here, you know, and too comfortable, you know, and And I'm going to read it one more time. Slack it. Proverbs 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Alright? This place is polluted, man. This place is polluted with wickedness. It says, it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. So that's the reason why you got to depart from this place. Okay? You have to depart from this place mentally. Okay? Because it says, it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. So if you don't unplug from this place and come under the power of YAHAWASHI, this place is going to destroy you. It's going to wipe you away. And we've seen it happen plenty of times, you know. Let me continue with the video.
Are the ones that are under constant pressure, or they came from a very stressful and painful place. I don't know if you have read.
Alright, so I'm going to go back just so you can catch what he said.
Constant pressure, or they came from success in life, are the ones and lazy. The people that truly gain massive success in life are the ones that are under constant pressure, or they came from a very stressful and painful place.
See, so it said that that the ones that were successful came from a position of hardship. You know, might have been financially struggling, or what else do you say? He said they were basically challenged. They basically challenged themselves.
Came from a very stressful and painful place.
It came
I
from
don't know if you have realized this, but the truly fit and ripped guys usually started off as the skinniest in their group. They were rejected by the girls and made fun of or bullied because of their frail bodies. This pain turned into a huge motivating force. They never even think twice of not doing the set. The most strong-willed entrepreneurs and millionaires know the pain of not having money. Therefore, they push harder to get away from that pain. From rags to riches. People who are forced to do a job they hate, were pressed by their parents or land.
Alright, this is okay. Hebrews 2:10. It says, For it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, and many. Let me read it one more time. Hebrews 2:10. For it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, and bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through suffering. So our salvation is perfect through suffering, man. That's how you become successful. That's how we're gonna become successful with our salvation, is through suffering, man. And you know, it says to make captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. So that's how we're gonna be perfect. That's how we're gonna receive perfection. You know. Keep going.
Etc. will have an ambition and deep desire for power, because they truly know the value of freedom. Growth is not easy, growth is painful, and almost always the reason a person decides to.
He said growth is not easy, growth is painful. See? So we have to, you know, our growth is gonna hurt. Okay, we're gonna deal with hardship. We're gonna we're gonna catch hell. You know, it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be an easy road, man. Scriptures say, "Go enter ye in at the straight gate," you know, which that word "straight" means hardship, you know. So in order for us to endure and grow and you know, access more and more of the Spirit, we have to suffer. We have to be tested. We have to go through hardship and pain. See?
Is when the pain of not growing becomes greater than the pain of growing. If you aren't placed under stressful circumstances, you won't evolve. If your muscles aren't put under stress to get bigger, why would your brain make them bigger if you aren't using them?
See, you always have to constantly endure pressure, man. You have to constantly push, and you know, when you're working out, you know, you gotta apply more force. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, like, apply more weight, you know. So in order for you to grow in the Spirit, it's the same thing. You gotta apply more weight. work out your muscles, you know.
It's the same with everything in life. If you ever become comfortable, you must place yourself under stress. So how do you do this? We first start with the stick. The truly only way to massively motivate yourself is to use the death ground strategy. This strategy is used to pile so much discomfort onto you for not achieving the goal that your brain will become so focused to achieve the goal that you will find yourself thinking in such creative ways you didn't even know were possible. This is sometimes called burning the boats. In ancient times, when the Greeks invaded a country from sea, they would come ashore and burn all their boats to the ground in front of their men.
And that's another thing, because you know, and that's actually the spirit, because I was going to do a lesson on this too. Lord willing, I'm gonna touch on this one, but Lord willing, I'll do a lesson on that. But basically, you know, I wanted to go into not, you know, faith. You know, when you have faith, you basically aren't you aren't entertaining any other options. You know, and that's basically what he's saying in a nutshell. Is basically like, you know, in order for you to succeed in something, you have to basically ignore, you know, or cut off certain things, okay, and make things harder for yourself, you know. And that's what we have to do. We have to sacrifice things in this truth, you know. The scriptures say, you know, bear your own cross. How do you bear your own cross? You sacrifice your life, okay. You have to put off. You have to basically mortify your members, you know. And I get that. Find that bear your own cross, because YAHAWASHI did that for us. He bared his cross for the elect. All right. Let's see. Give me 1 second, This is Luke 14:27. It says, and whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Alright, so you have to go through hardship. Okay, you have to go into ye and at the straight gate in order for you to grow.
Soldiers saw this, they knew there was no way to retreat. They were placed in death ground, and the only way to survive is through conquest. This made the army fearless and looked invincible as the enemy couldn't rout them. A real-life example of a person placed in death ground was the story of a guy that was kicked out of his house by his parents when he was 18. He had no place to stay for the night, no food, nothing but the clothes on his back and $30.
That's right, and as you see, we don't have any other options in America. See, this is, you know, you see this guy, he said he was kicked out of his parents' house, right? And, you know, he had no other options. We don't have any other options besides the truth. Because, you know, the money is finished, all right? You know, say we try to chase some money, we already know that shit is fake, you know? You can't, you know, everything out here, what is there to go back to? You know, we can't turn our backs.
His pocket. So what did he do? He bought weed in bulk and sold it per ounce for a large profit. He used that profit to buy more weed and got dealers and made an even larger profit. He used that profit to buy an apartment, rented it out and used all the profit to get a degree in law. Now, I'm not telling you to sell weed. I'm just pointing out what happens to your brain when you get placed on death ground. Notice how fast you write and get ideas when you only have 5 minutes left on a test, or the night before your project needs to be handed in. You're simply placed on death ground. Consider Parkinson's law.
And that's really the spirit the men of the Lord are in. We're basically, you know, we're at the end of the last time. We're at the end of the last days, so we're constantly pushing at a rapid rate, because we want to get the hell up out of here. That's why the men are pushing out so much energy, All right, so many videos, so much prophecy. All right, because we see we're at the end. See what I'm saying? It's no more. Look, work will expand to fill time available for its completion. Watch this.
States that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion, which means that if you are given 2 days to complete something, you will most likely work slower or procrastinate and complete it in 2 days. If you are given 1 hour, you will complete it in 1 hour. So how do you put yourself?
See, so we don't have a lot of time to do this task. All right, so we're pushing, man.
Death ground. If you feel your friends are holding you back from growing to your fullest potential, and they just want to drink and be lazy all day, burn the boats, end your friendship with them, to force yourself to make other friends who are valuable to your life. Say for example you want to become,
which that's the sluggard. So if you know you want to make it out of Babylon, then what are you going to do? You got to surround yourself around men that are pushing, that want to get out of Babylon just as much as you do. You're not going to separate yourself around niggas and sluggards. Okay, you're going to separate yourself around like-minded men. All right, that are diligent and that have the same goal as you. All right.
Successful business owner, and you know that no other job will satisfy you. To burn the boats in this situation, you can quit your job, which will put heavy stress and fear on you to succeed. But be very careful when you calculate your odds and decide to go all in. Never make impulsive decisions in your life without a risk assessment. Ask yourself, in what way can I make something so painful that my brain will work overtime to achieve the goal? How can I pressure myself? You are your own worst enemy. You waste precious time dreaming of the future instead of
your own worst enemy. It's a battle between the flesh. Okay, it's an internal battle with the flesh, man. Okay, we're constantly fighting ourselves. All right, that old man that was in us.
In the present, since nothing seems urgent to you, you're only half involved in what you do. The only way to change it is through action and outside pressure. Put yourself in situations where you have too much at stake to waste time or precious resources. If you cannot afford to lose, you won't. Cut your ties to the past. Enter unknown territory, where you must depend on your wits and energy to see you through. Place yourself on death ground, where your back is against the wall and you have to fight like hell to get out alive. Now the carrot. Ask yourself, do you have a goal you want to achieve? Now ask yourself, do you really want to achieve that goal? If it is done,
watch this. It says this is 2 Corinthians 8:2. How that in a great trial of affliction, the abundance of their joy and their deep poverty abounded unto the riches of their liberality. Let's look at that word, liberality. All right, because in the video he basically mentioned how you're gonna grow. All right, you get more reward the more you risk, right? So it says liberality, the quality of giving or spending freely. See, so basically 2 Corinthians 8:2, how that in great trial of affliction, the abundance of their joy and their deep poverty. See, so in their trial of affliction and their deep poverty abounded unto the riches of their liberality. So that's how they became rich. All right, through the Spirit, your spiritual bank account.
You shouldn't need to watch this video to get motivation. You shouldn't need to watch any motivational video, speech, or anything. When you truly want something, your motivation will burn relentlessly from within. You need a goal you really deeply desire, and 100% believe you will get it. So set goals you really want to achieve, and ask yourself, why? Why do you really want to achieve this goal? Once you have your carrot, you better have to be bought in. You better have 100% belief that you will achieve that goal, and find a way to make it work. No excuses. If you don't have 100% belief and aren't bought in, you will quickly lose motivation after the smallest setbacks or plateaus. For example, a guy thinks he will never get a six-pack or never have a hot girlfriend. Then why would he get the motivation or try to improve himself?
Matthew 6:33. It says, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So we have to seek the kingdom first, man. That's our reward. That's our motivation, man. Okay? Always have that, that in you. Always have that carrot. You're talking about the carrot with the stick. Always have that carrot in front of you, the kingdom of heaven, man. Keep running until you get it, right? It says, "And His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." So that's how we're gonna, prosper in the Lord under YAHAWASHI. Is through seeking the kingdom and doing what we have to do in the spirit, man. So with that, hopefully, brothers will edify. I want to give all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAH, Kodash, Shalom.